Hi, it's Mike here, bringing you another review video in collaboration with Factory Direct Hobbies. If you saw my video from last week, you'll have seen the unboxing of this Italeri 1 in 32nd scale Tornado GR4. It's delivered to my Factory Direct Hobbies, great service as always, arrived quickly, safely, really can't fault that. But Italeri, how did they do? Well, if you remember, inside the kit, it was pretty exciting. There was some really nice engineering and good quality plastic molding in there. A slight concern I raised was about with the depth of the panel lines on the model. I know that's something that quite a lot of people have complained about. So how did it actually go together? The engineering was excellent. It was really good. It really did go together smoothly. There was an area around where the cockpit section and the main fuselage joined together that I was concerned about. It involved pinching in the sides of the cockpit area, getting that to go in. But the fit was actually really good. I needn't have worried so much about that. The way in which the cockpit fits together is super solid, really nice, a really nice construction and slightly unusual. It's not something you often see. Rather than just being the sort of two-side clamshell going together, it had a separate floor that went in there as well. And that really added some rigidity to it. One thing to watch out for in that area though is if you don't get that floor quite right, and it is possible to get the floor not quite right, yes, I did that, you end up with a slight fit problem later on. Now I was able to work around this, but it's something that had I just focused on it a little bit more, had I known at that earlier stage that that was a critical fit area, I would have taken a little bit more care over how I did it. So the floor really needs to fit in flush. So just spend that little bit extra at that stage and you'll avoid yourself the sanding job that I had to do later on to get it to fit. No problem, it all went together just fine, but still it's work that could have been avoided. Coming to the panel lines, they are deep. They are, there's no real getting around that. I didn't find it unworkably so though, I really didn't. What I did, I used a slightly lighter panel line wash than I would have used usually. I used a product called MIG Ammo Shader over the panel lines, which blurred them out a little bit, just sort of introduced a little bit of panel line, panel lowlights around the edges of them, which reduced the prominence of those panel lines. So I had no problems with it. I found the quality of the plastic to be excellent. Everything glued together just fine. Photo etch, well manufactured, easy to remove from the sprues, and that's often not the case. Sometimes it can be a little bit challenging to get it to come off the sprues. I didn't find that with this one at all. The gates were really small. I could cut them really easily and remove the parts. Really nice. Nice folding points on them as well. Some slight issues with the thrust reversers at the back of the aircraft. I had to bend those and they didn't have bending points on them. I was a little bit disappointed by that. I was able to just offer them up and match them. So it was fine, it wasn't a problem, but it just wasn't as easy as some of the other steps. As I say, I got around that just fine. It wasn't a big issue, so that was good. Coming on to the landing gear, another area where sometimes models can be let down. The Tornado has somewhat strange landing gear. It's very precarious. It's something that really could fail to work on a model. Italeri didn't fall into that trap. I found it to be solid. It supports the weight of the model really well. So that was really good. It's a place where a lot of manufacturers would have fallen down, but Italeri really hit it out of the park in that area. So I was super happy with it. It would be a tail sitter. You can see there's an awful lot of weight on the back of the aircraft. I put weight in the front following Itaeri's instructions. I weighed out the weight, put in exactly the weight that it had in the instructions. Really nice. Tremida don't do that. They don't tell you how much to put in. Italeri tell you exactly how much. I put that weight in and there were no surprises when I put it on its feet. It just sat there on its landing gear rather than doing that wheelie that we all know and love. Fantastic. No complaints. Really happy with that. Instructions super clear. We went through that in the unboxing video. The decals I thought were really, really good. They were solid enough that I didn't have to worry about them falling apart on me as I do with some of the other manufacturers, and yet they weren't so thick that they stood prominently above the surface. one layer of microsol after putting them in place, and they just sunk right away, right into the surface, all into the panel lines. Fantastic, can't fault it. Overall then, summing up, I love this kit. I love it. I just think it's brilliant. I love the way that they've made it work. I love the engineering. I kind of wish there was a GR1 as well, because I'd like to make a Gulf War version of it. But the GR4 can be translated into a GR1 relatively easy with some aftermarket decals. I really like the marking selections for this one as well. So really happy with it, heartily recommend it to you, especially at the great price that Factory Direct have it for. I don't think you can really go wrong. So do yourself a favour, get yourself one of these and build it, and let us know how you think that it went. It was a great pleasure for me. Anyway, I hope this video has been useful to you, and until the next time, happy modelling.